Hello, I'm Peter C. Haywood, and this is my much littler brother.
And much handsomer.
And much less aware of what defines handsome, Xander, and we are playing through a game called Sakura Spirit. Have you ever played this?
I have not.
So, this is literally everything I know about the game. Apparently, it has a lot of boobs in it.
Bosoms, you say?
And cat girls. Now, I should warn you, this video, not this video, but this game apparently gets a little bit 18+, which obviously makes it the ideal choice to play with your younger sibling.
Who is 18?
He's
not
18.
18+.
No, my brother's staying with me over Christmas, and I wanted to play, not this game specifically, but a visual novel, because I never have, and so I thought, hey, let's play it together. And now that I see how many boobs are apparently in this, we'll see how it goes. Let's see how family awkward on camera is. Every person has a dream they wish to pursue.
Some people just have a lot of bosoms in their life.
And I think there were some of them cat girls as well.
Yeah, that's a common
Visual novel thing.
Yeah. I've got some friends who are into it.
Is this normally the entirety of the game? Oh, here we go. Yeah, as people grow up, they often come to realise the truth. Dreams are nothing more than fairy tales. Not really true, but sure. At least that's what most people say. So, they've established a premise, contradicted it, and now they're like, but that contradiction, not necessarily true. Then what about those who do end up accomplishing their dreams? Are they merely incredibly lucky?
No.
You've sort of got a faulty premise right from the start here.
There is some effort involved most of the time.
Wait, is my dad the lamp? Why did I... Where's my dad?
You're just clicking anywhere.
Right.
It's not a find your adventure game.
It's not a find your adventure game.
Yeah, you've got to find your dream, not your adventure.
A real man doesn't give up on his dream no matter what overwhelming challenges he might have to face. Didn't we just do this? Every time I click on the lamp, it brings up more information. I still remember those foolish words my dad used to say, but despite their silly nature, I found myself inspired. They have this thing, don't they? They're like, what a stupid thing, but it's great. But it's stupid, but it's great.
That is confusing.
I was young, I'd been interested in martial arts. Didn't matter whether I watched a match on television or read a manga about some heroic martial artist. It has always been my dream to become a martial artist one day. Of course, it was a bit childish of me to think I could become a hero simply by learning martial arts, but it wasn't childish, but maybe it was. But no, it definitely wasn't.
But dreams, so...
Even though I already understood that superheroes are nothing more than figments of my imagination, I still had a desire to use my strength for the sake of others. My name is Gushiken Takahiro, a 17-year-old rising judo star. And no, that's not me dragging, but it is. But it's not.
But, like, he's a hero dreaming judo.
He is a superhero, and he's like, oh, I just want to be a martial arts guy. I'm actually about to take place in a tournament 2 weeks from now. God, they just keep contradicting themselves within sentences. That could make or break my career on an international level. Of course, I was excited about the opportunity to finally accomplish my dreams and represent my country at a sport that I loved, but the same excitement also made me feel incredibly nervous. And while those worrisome thoughts haunted my mind, a familiar voice resounded from outside the window.
What is happening?
I don't know.
Koyuma. Oi, Taku-kan, get your butt in gear.
Okay, I'll be right there, Koyomi.
This gonna be our first bosoms?
Not wanting to keep Kiyomi waiting. I'll be the narrator and main guy, you be the other characters.
Okay.
Not wanting to keep Koyomi waiting, I quickly dashed towards the front door. This might mean that our characters end up having sex at some point.
It was inevitable sooner or later.
We'll just run with it. I quickly dashed towards the front door to let her in, not even realising that I was still in my pyjamas. But I wasn't. But I was. Oh, that's me. Oh. Hold on a second, Koyomi. Gotta grab my shoes before we head off to school.
What about your pants? Really? I never realised our school had a strict uniform or sleepwear policy. Nice jammies, by the way. Did you borrow them from your mum? Oh, snap!
Are we meant to be able to see something here?
I don't know.
Oh, fucking hell.
For a moment, his eyes drifted...
For a moment, my eyes drifted downwards, noticing I was indeed wearing my pyjamas. I let out a groan of annoyance.
Well, that's you.
And marched back towards my room. Bah, there's nothing wrong with my jammies. The Golden Knight is a famous comic book hero in the West. No, he's not. Besides, I guess it's fiction, okay. Besides, not everyone prefers to sleep naked like you.
Listening.
Mumbling those words. Oh, okay, so it is a girl. I started stripping out of my clothes, not particularly minding the presence that... Wow, this goes straight into it, doesn't it? Minding the presence of the girl behind me. There she is.
Nice. That's me. That only happened once. You know very well it was super hot that night. And geez, warn me before you strip naked in front of me, you idiot.
That is a rule that we have as well. It's a handy rule. You didn't seem to mind it when you were little because... Okay, yep. Maybe you want me to turn around instead.
No, stop. Don't make me kick your ass. Thought that said lick for a moment.
I should rather see the wang than the butt. Wouldn't she turn around? I decided I had teased her enough and quickly pulled on my pants, proceeding with the few remaining items of clothing before I was suitably dressed for school. Besides, I had a reason for being so distracted. I bet it's boobs.
You've been distracted a lot lately. What's going on with that hollow skull of yours?
Oh, I think I know what's happening. I've got this set to middle click, and middle click seems to be get rid of menu.
Oh,
that's not the game's fault, that was mine. Oh, well, I can just right click it. Oh, no. That's something very different.
You cannot do it. Okay.
It's that upcoming match. I have no idea how anyone can remain calm when an international career is at stake. Have you played many visual novels?
3, maybe?
Okay, because I haven't, and the main criticism I've heard is that the bad ones is just like a lot of talking before you get to do anything, and apparently there's good ones where that doesn't happen. So far, this has fallen into the bad category, but it's very well reviewed, possibly just because of boobs, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if I had made up enough doomsday scenarios to fill up the apocalypse genre.
Hang on. Does a genre have like a maximum
No,
capacity?
you can't normally fill up. You can, what's it called? You can flood a genre. That's the thing.
Yeah. All right, the judo thing, your life goal. I'm sure you'll do fine. I've seen some of your matches, and you kick
You're a
butt.
bad friend, I'm just saying.
And of course, if you're really worried, you could always pray.
No, both Xander and I are pretty headcraft. We're headcraft atheists. That's totally a term.
It's a sequel to Minecraft.
Yeah, we're headcraft atheists. So if there's a lot of religion in here, there's going to be some annoyance. Pray?
What? Don't tell me you don't know. It's one of the school's legends. Apparently, there's some shrine out in the forest. If you pray to it, it brings you good luck. Ichiwiki-san said that Ichikawa-san said that his sister prayed to it the night before exam, and she got a perfect score.
I think Japanese names are always this like consonant vowel because each of the little symbols, each of the letters, is a full like ka would be a syllable. Sorry, would be a letter. Wa, so ikka wa. Yeah,
that makes sense. And san means something as well.
Yeah, that's friend.
Right.
A shrine that is said to bring you good luck. Sounds like bogus to me.
Sounds like
bogus to
me. What does bogus
point...
sound like?
So it sounds like to
That's
me.
pretty ethereal, actually.
But at this point, I'm willing to try anything, I guess. I'll ask Ichikawa-san about the location. Bet she's a hot chick.
This isn't his... Oh, wait, no, never mind. Right, I'm thinking that was Ichikawa-san.
No, I'm not exactly in the mood to get lost in the forest and end up a modern-day Tarzan.
Well, whatever. If you do go looking, at least send me a message to let me know. And will you hurry up? We're going to be late again.
A hero is never too early, nor are they too late. They arrive precisely when they are needed. What's that from?
That's Wizards. That's Gandalf.
Yeah, that's right. But for the sake of avoiding detention, let's hurry.
That's a wizard, not a hero genius. How can one person be such a sports nerd and such a geek at the time? He's not a geek, he got it wrong.
He got it wrong, therefore... Let's not forget the Casanova and Man of the Year candidate bits. This guy's just basically me, really. They're important
This girl's
details.
basically me. I doubt you'd qualify for either one of them, Pajama Boy.
He's not in his pajamas anymore.
How does he know the secret identity?
Anyway, let us boldly go where everyone has gone before. To school!
That is really mean to illiterates. Ugh. Nerd.
Several hours later.
She called him out on it. She's just as much of a nerd.
Yeah, the fact that she recognised the reference. Later that day, I finally got a chance to talk to my classmate about the location of the shrine. I thought he wasn't going to go there. Okay. That Koyomi had mentioned earlier. Gym was the last thing on the schedule for today, so once people got ready to go home, I approached the guy. Hey, Ichiwakawa, is it true that your sister discovered... the sister, she'll be the one with the boobs. Discovered some shrine that is said to bring you good luck?
Oh ho ho, let me guess, you want to date her? Well, even though I do have to admit that she's very attractive, I'm afraid she's already going out with someone. This isn't his sister, is it?
This is this guy's sister that he's talking about.
She's very attractive.
He has to admit.
Not to mention, you're not her type. She only goes for siblings.
I already got my hands full dealing with Koyomi. You can keep your sister to yourself. Incest joke! Joke aside, I'm more interested in that shrine. Did she mention where she found it? I didn't know there was anything near the forest. Isn't it in the forest? Aside from the dojo.
Well, she said something about it being near a river and quite high up. I think they call him a waterfall. To be honest, I wasn't paying too much attention when she was going on about it. I mean, she was wearing this top, and it was tied, and...
Stop! I don't need to hear your incest details, and I doubt anyone else is interested. Wow!
Look at his face!
We're actually the perfect choice of people to play these characters, because do you know anyone else who might have heard about the shrine?
You the...
Different person.
Are you the guy? Are you talking about that lucky shrine out in the forest? Shisha.
What?
Irish.
Oh, right. The one and only. According to Ichikawa's sister/lover, there's supposed to be one near a river.
I don't know about that, but there's this fiery girl at the Sakura Jojo who knows more about it.
Wait, are you talking about Arya-sama? About this tall, ridiculously strong, and super scary?
About this tall, I think.
About this tall, ridiculously strong, and super scary.
That's the one.
Well, in that case, I believe I can still be of help.
Just my phone for a bit.
Takahiro-kan, I know where that place is.
So I know San is friend. I don't know what Kan is, and I'm looking up Sama, because that was another suffix that I used. Here you go. Sama is markedly more respectful version of San.
Okay.
This is me? Of course you do. We both do. You just want to tag along, don't you? I don't think Arya Senpai...
Senpai is like teacher.
Oh, right. Sensei? Senpai.
Oh!
Here we go.
I know
a list of all of them.
It's a love trope to be like, Senpai!
We're going to go through the list. We're going to pause the game briefly to go through the list. Common honorifics. San is the most commonplace, a type of respect used between equals of any age. Sama is more respectful, can be used for either gender. Kun is Kun is for people of those people in junior status or male children or male teenagers. It can also be used by females when addressing a male that they are emotionally attached to. Chan is someone that you find endearing, so like babies, young children, grandparents, and teenagers. that really small, so not middle-aged people basically. Bo is for babies, for exclusively boys instead of girls. Senpai is senior colleagues.
Senior colleague.
I'm thinking of The Office. Senpai.
Yeah, right.
I don't think Arya Senpai will appreciate you visiting her with your usual tricks in mind. Do I need to remind you what happened last time you tried to peek at her after she finished practice? Wow, that's not okay. Blood, sweat, and tears.
Shut up. I don't peep on the ladies. That's slander, you know. I should sue you. I would never look upon... Is this even the voice? I would never look upon Arya-sama's glorious body in any state of nudity.
I saved that for my sister. Oh, so you haven't seen her naked yet?
I've seen a bit of side boob, but the hole I found didn't really let me get a good view of.
There we go. Someone call the cops. I don't know if this is like... There we go. Someone call the cops. Because it should be. Ichikawa the Peeping Tom has confessed. We should actually call the cops at this point and be like, that's not okay. Or at least like the school principal.
Or fill the hole.
But I think it's something like, there we go. Someone call the cops. This guy's breaking the law.
You're a felon.
I playfully patted... Yeah, okay, so it's playful. Ichikawa's shoulder. How do you like... as I turned around, carrying my bag in the process, and prepared to leave. Thanks for the tip, Ichikawa. I'll let the judge know you were most helpful during the interrogation. You should actually be on trial.
I'm a criminal. Have sex with my sister.
Yeah.
This is unfair. I was coerced. Won't say another word till I speak with my lawyer.
I don't know if he's kidding now. There's not enough tone in this. Once school was over, nothing's happened yet. Like I think, it's meant to be a game.
It is meant to be a game.
Once school was over, I decided to take my chances with a little bit of intel I had managed to obtain from my classmates. If memory served me right, Arya Senpai would be practicing at the dojo today. Of course I knew her. Of course I knew her. She was a judo student. I really struggled with that. Of course I knew her. 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 She was a judo student just like myself, but for whatever reason she's been refusing to compete in any tournament for a while now. We changed tense there. Arya Senpai, are you around? I shouted her name as I parked my bike, looking around for any sign of the girl.
Yeah, hiya, hua.
Heh, follow the shouts and you'll find her. I grinned briefly as I saw Arya seemingly in the middle of practicing a series of motions, almost as if she was fighting an imaginary opponent, or as I like to call it, practicing. He said practicing, but he's still... Perhaps now is a perfect opportunity to surprise her a little.
They've swapped from the contradiction to make sure you get the point.
I snuck closer, making sure to make as little noise as possible before I reached a hand towards her shoulder. Aria? Feeling a hand on her shoulder, Aria reacted. She grabbed hold of my hand and with a loud grunt, shifted her weight, curling and tipping me over her shoulder. I see now why it's a visual novel, because they don't show us anything there. It's a visual novel in that it's a novel.
Where there's pretty pictures sometimes of bikes.
I didn't have a chance to I didn't have time to brace myself for the impact before I hit the ground like a sack of potatoes. Right, that's the visual element.
Hey, yeah. No one sneaks up on the great Kuniochiya. Oh, Tekka boy. I did not realize it was you. I am sorry. Are you okay?
Kunoichi? More like Tasmanian Devil. That throw didn't have a shred of mercy in it, and that's what the Tasmanian Devil was known for. He was the relentless member of the Looney Tunes who would just kill without ever backing down.
There's no mercy in the ring, Taka boy. Better that you learn now that you're then in 2 weeks. Let me guess. You want to do some sparring, don't you?
I just want to look at your boobs. I actually came here to ask you something, but I guess a little sparring wouldn't hurt.
No, what do you want to ask? We've got all afternoon, and I could do with a bit of a break anyway.
Are you smoking a cigarette or like holding a glass of wine? Where to start? You used to take part in big and important... Oh my god, I don't care. Let me make some decisions.
This is so much exposition. Is the second half just going to be zero exposition?
maybe this... used to take place in big and important matches in the past, right? Didn't you ever get nervous before going into the ring?
Oh, yeah. This one time, I got so nervous, I hid in the kitchen cupboard until my dad found me and dragged me to the car. Of course, that was when I was like 8.
Well, obviously I can't go and hide for my match, but one of my friends made this stupid suggestion. I actually can act, I just can't be fucked. That I go and pray or something. Honestly, at this point, I'll do anything to calm my nerves a little. I'm playing Takahiro as a really kind of robotic character.
He kind of is. Taka boy, are you serious about this? That was a different word.
You mean the match? Of course I am. I've been practicing judo ever since I was old enough to walk. This is my chance to finally represent this country and the sport I love. Aria seemed to think for quite a long time, all the while tapping her jaw with a finger. Eventually, she snapped her fingers right off and grabbed a tight hold of me.
Oh, alright, I'll teach you the way to this shrine, I know. But it's going to require more than a simple clap of your hands and a bob of your head. You need to give something to the shrine, show me your value. Like my fingers.
I guess I'll have to think of something before we get there. Thanks, Senpai. I appreciate the help. He's kind of a robotic character, isn't he?
We? Oh, no, Takaboy. I am not going with you. I have got training to do. We went through this. Besides, you've got to take this step yourself. I can draw you a map and show you an easy way to get back here, but you'll be on your own. Surely the map would show you how to get back.
You're not tagging along? Not even for a little while?
Afraid so, Takaboy. Let me grab some paper. I'll draw that map for you.
After Aria's return, oh fucking hell, quick preparations made and I followed the directions noted on the map. Surprisingly, it wasn't all that far. However, the hint on how to find my way back in case I got lost was a bit sketchy. Wouldn't you literally just retrace your path? Wouldn't you just use the map and just go in the opposite direction? Unless, the only thing I think of is if when you're walking towards the shrine, there's a landmark, a rock that looks like an eagle, and it's turn left there. Whereas on the way back, because you're facing a different direction, there's 19 different rocks that look like eagles, and so...
Or maybe it's kind of zip ties, so they only go one way. Maybe the shrine is just a giant zip tie. The hint is just take a knife.
Just look down, and you'll be able to see the roof of the dojo from anywhere on the hill.
So go up the hill?
Yeah, that's the way back.
Oh.
Go down the hill. The forest near the dojo was my first challenge to overcome. A narrow path coiled along the streets, and nearby was the river Ichikawa's sister had mentioned. I followed Aria's scribbles with a bit of skepticism, but after an hour or so, I finally arrived at the supposedly legendary shrine. The shrine itself seemed surprisingly well maintained. So I'm trying to text and do this at the same time. The shrine itself seemed surprisingly well maintained, despite being in the middle of nowhere. It made me wonder if someone could secretly be living there. Perhaps some secret martial arts master. Or maybe just a giant set of boobs. The thought of a boob living hidden in hiding within the shrine in order to prepare himself for an upcoming battle between good and evil started to dwell in my mind.
That's a really leap of
I guess it's too good to be true. What is? I sighed in annoyance at the fact that aside from the shrine itself, the ground surrounding it seemed to be completely abandoned. There was no way anyone could be living there. Oh, that idea I just came up with 10 seconds ago wasn't true.
I will never be a writer of truth, a prophet.
For the time being, I decided to focus on the reason behind my visit. It only took a few moments before I gathered the courage to approach the building. Once inside, I found... Oh, fucking hell, just let us do something! I found a rather fancy-looking altar of sorts. That's not how you spell that word. At the back of the room. I guess this is the thing everyone's talking about. It is really well maintained.
That's, like, it's surprisingly so.
Silently, I folded up the map I've just been given, and that is impressive. Putting it inside my back, I approached the altar. I was kind of skeptical about the whole religious aspect. I think it's going to be that for the whole thing. So I wasn't too sure if this was actually going to work. I don't even think luck will do me much good. You've put a lot of time into this thing that you don't believe in.
Why is he repeating the same thing again? Like, he was like he thought he was kind of like, I don't think this will work. Now in speaking, he's being like, I don't think this will work.
It's not that. It's like, oh, I heard this rumor of a thing. I don't think it's going to work. Let's dedicate a whole day to it. I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's going to work. But the plot needs it. In my opinion, there wasn't room for things like luck in martial arts. Judo is all about using the knowledge you have gained through training. Of course, a good amount of talent also helps. There was simply no room for something as superstitious as luck. Clearly, this is going to be a match where Mike... So, not only are we spending a fucking long time on this, it's a thing that I, as the main character, don't give a shit about.
This is a screenplay that they got confused and just wrote the stage directions.
Clearly, this is going to be a match where my experience and talent would be pushed to their limits. Nothing more and nothing less.
How curious. The boy doesn't believe in superstition, and yet he stands here surrounded by the very thing he denounces.
So I was saying all this out loud. Well, people like, don't believe in this shrine! Don't believe in it! No, sorry. Upon hearing the voice, I looked around, trying to find the source, but there was no one to be seen, except for a giant pair of boobs. Who's there?
Quite the cliched question, but the right thing to ask is, where am I?
The shrine. What are you talking about? Show your boobs.
Not yet. Entertain me for a little while longer, would you? This is a place like no other, not Otter. Why did you come here if you do not believe in things such as luck?
I understand now why the splash screen had so many boobs. Because it's the only way they're going to get people to keep going through this fucking never-ending story. I came here to prepare myself.
Oh, do enlighten me about what this something might be that you're preparing yourself for.
I felt a little bit annoyed as the questions continued. I understand the fucking feeling, but maybe if I kept talking to her, I'd be able to find out where Shell was hiding.
Wait, Shell?
Yeah, where the shell was hiding. You know, like mermaids have shells on their boobs? This woman clearly has shells on her boobs. I'm preparing for a tournament. This is me like, I'm preparing for a tournament. Looking around. A judo match.
Judo? The fuck is that?
Seriously, you don't know what judo is? It's a what?
So you're a warrior, hesitant to go into battle, and came here in hope of finding the resolve to
Have we
fight?
gone back in time? Is that what's happening? I'm not sure about the warrior part.
Ah, how fortunate. We just happen to have an industrial revolution, and we need one of your kind.
My kind?
A hero. This shrine brings fortune to heroes such as yourself. However, every hero must sacrifice something in return.
And you must sacrifice the ability to look at boobs. You may never look at another boob. He says no, walks out and has sex with all those women that we met earlier. Sounds like what the others mentioned. Your version is better though, because it involves me sacrificing something, which I'm really keen to do. When they were just like free stuff, I was like, fuck that, I want to sacrifice something. Laughing briefly at the story, I decided to play along and clap my hands together in prayer. So what's next? Do I offer my allowance or something?
Don't be silly. Money is of little importance to a hero. For you, the sacrifice will be something of much greater value.
You wang!
I will be looking forward to seeing what destiny has in store for you.
As if on cue, I began to feel nauseated the moment the girl's words reached my ears, not reached into my ears. My head spinning wildly. Slowly, I staggered backwards, collapsing onto my back. As my vision grew blurry, the sound of approaching footsteps could be heard by me. Whoa! Oh, that's a lot of
luck,
boobs.
Hero. You're gonna need it.
Wow, that's a... Jesus Christ. Okay.
We were joking, game, you can...
Despite my... I'm just like, that's not... Like, how does that even stay... What is she... Why? Despite my attempts to get back up, all I managed is a brief look at the girl. The sight of horns and a tail. That's the first thing you notice, I think, when you look at this girl. Before I had a chance to utter even a single word, my consciousness succumbed to darkness. Still no choices yet, by the way. Rays of sunlight... Oh, we're not in the narration area anymore. Rays of sunlight stirred me back to life, a groan of annoyance leaving my mouth, while I tried to get back onto my feet. I felt a bit dizzy, but the first thing I noticed was I was no longer at the shrine. Instead, it looked like the forest near the dojo. That's where I was right before the shrine. Of course, my first thought was to look around to see if I could find the girl from before, but not a trace of her presence remained, not even a boob. To make things even stranger, the path that I had followed amidst the trees seemed much better maintained than I remembered. I should probably head home. Why would I say that out loud? That thought was cut short when the sound of several female voices could be heard nearby. Oh boy, you ready?
Get back here, Kagi! Stop them at once! Is that a different Stone voice?
It is, yeah. Do you want me to be Redstone voice?
Yes.
Just what do you think I'm doing? I'm chasing them. I'm trying to stop them.
Yeah, I think they noticed what's missing, Onima-sama.
Sing song.
Sing song. Yeah, I think they noticed what's missing, Oni-sama.
Keep warning, little one, and we might just make it. Just when I thought this day couldn't get any fucking weirder, the sound of heavy footfalls could be here nearby. That's the sound when feet just fall from the sky. Oh my god!
Okay, that is a genuinely good question.
What
for this
in the
entire
world
game.
is going on here? So, we've got, presumably the colour of their costume matches up with the voice, so I have no idea. Look at her, she's actually, is that the girl from earlier? She's wearing the same outfit.
Sure, no, I think it's just a schoolgirl
The other
outfit.
one wasn't wearing stockings, and I think she had a different bow. So, we have Boob Girl 1, Boob Girl 2, Boob Girl 3, and
Wait, two of them are cat girls.
stockings. Oh yeah, they are too.
That
look at
could be important.
Further ahead, I saw a couple of girls in fast pursuit of even more girls. However, there's something off about this scene. Something that didn't make any sense. Like why they
I
all
was
have...
having a wet dream.
why they all have the exact same body type. The girls being chased had the ears and tails of an animal, and the pursuers appeared to be armed with a katana and naginata.
Holy shit, they're gonna fucking kill him.
That must be a naginata, that sort of thing.
You conniving fox, come back here at once. Return what you stole immediately.
Give me back my panties! Okay! Yep.
Hikage, how could you say something out loud like that? The main character doesn't have a problem with it.
Ha! Panties! Panties!
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Oh no! Help us from the rampaging women!
As I watched the girls run off, I couldn't help but find myself struggling with the decision, perhaps our first decision of the game, to just let them be.
So decision to do nothing.
Yeah. While I didn't know what in the world was going on, the two arms girls with rather realistic-looking props, surely they couldn't be real, had me worried. I couldn't very well call myself a hero as I let something like this go by without acting. I'm so gonna regret this. Mumbling in annoyance, I chased after the girls.
Hikage, go around to the left.
Right!
I said left. Why do you always undermine
I
me?
think that's a comedy bit, like, right, as in I agree. Can you just give us that right banana? It's unrelated to the game, but I'm hungry. Yeah. Yes. I wasn't saying right. I was, you know what, never mind, just run after them. As I was chasing the girl, I noticed the trees seemed to be getting denser, making it gradually more difficult to navigate along the path.
The katana girl doesn't have a mouth.
Jesus
You
Christ.
maybe?
Oh, well, I'm gonna eat this banana so you don't.
Oh, only Sama. I don't think I can run much more. I'm starting to feel a bit.
That is a ridiculous costume. That one's slightly better.
Just a little longer, Mikey can. We're almost... Mikey, not that, not now.
Where did you get Mikey from?
Mikey. That's her name.
Mako! Is that not clearly an O?
It is.
Is that how you pronounce Mako? Mikey.
I don't know.
Oh.
Sorry, Oni-sama.
Scissor attack! They're really full of lesbians at this stage.
I really need to announce it.
I arrived at time... Oh, they're telling each other, I think.
Yeah.
To find a scene taken straight from an action movie. The girl with the blonde-haired collapse held in her companion's protective embrace.
Jesus.
The two armed girls were approaching them, almost unmistakably, with killing instincts running amok. Any seasoned martial artist would have felt it, or human, like, with empathy. These girls were going to be in for a beating, or possibly murder, if I didn't stop them.
You know what, thieves?
What?
I'm going to...
That's not what it says!
We've got you now, thieves. I can read. I'm going to personally drag your sorry butts back to town and have you both put in the stocks. Maybe I'll even show you how it feels to run around without any undies on.
So her panties were stolen, not from like a drawer, but literally while she was wearing them. Oh, they stole both of them. Right. Okay, so this is just, I thought this was going to be like plot, maybe a bit of romance, and then like get to a bit of sexiness. Nope, they're just like full on. Yeah, although I must admit, having a breeze down there does make me feel kind of nice. Keeps me feeling fresh and tingly.
Hikage, goodness, don't you have any shame? I think I've used 4 different voices. This isn't about you, it's about our undergarments. Stolen. And these 2 criminals being brought to justice.
Oh, only saw me. It hurts. My head. It hurts.
It's going to be okay, little one.
Okay, I'll be blonde, you be silverhair.
Okay. Hey guards, if you're so desperate to have your underwear back, then here, catch.
This is legitimately like someone's wet dream.
Yeah,
isn't it? Like,
this is not
like blonde, like busty women half dressed who are half cat girls stealing knickers and being chased and beaten to death. That's the fucking dream. Oh shit, I skipped that last one.
You can probably press back. Nope.
Nope. However, before I was able to interrupt the conversation, the silver-haired girl tossed something in the air.
But there's going to be knickers.
Nope. Can't do that, that's right. Whatever it was flying straight towards my head. The 2 samurai girls instantly grew flustered. Oh, this is that one. What was my voice? I've forgotten.
Just robotic.
I can't see.
No, this is the main character.
Oh, I can't see. Who the hell tosses a dash dash? So, yeah, so I'm considering making a visual novel. I didn't realise they were all porn, but I'm considering making a non-porn visual novel. And so it's interesting to see how many images they use and like when they use them and stuff like that. Peeling the items off my face, I raised them into the air, looking like a professor examining an important sample. How do you know? While the thieves made their escape. A pink bra and lacy black panties. So they sold a bra like that she's wearing?
Oh, which one?
Oh boy, I knew this wasn't going to end well. Oh no, this is another one.
Ah, you there. Are you in cahoots with those crafty foxes? And hand those back immediately. Those are evidence of a crime and not for anyone else to touch.
Drop the panties right now! I'm innocent until proven guilty, lads. It's one of the golden rules of the court. Just stop pointing... Oh, so he's not guilty. You saw exactly what happened.
They're also not accusing him.
Just stop pointing those weapons at me so I can hand over your... undies without being turned into shish kebab.
What? No, shut up. Just drop the evidence and walk away. I am Tsuku no Mio.
That's Tsukino.
Tsukino Mio, chief of the village guards. And I am ordering you to drop what you're holding right now.
I don't know of any village guards, and I seriously doubt a cop would go around dressed like that wielding a katana. I'm kind of on Takahiro's side at this point. More importantly, the ground here is muddy and dirty. Are you sure I should drop the evidence here? I mean, I could. I'm a robot programmed to obey all orders, but... Hi-ya! I forgot the voice again.
Yeah, I turned pirate, you don't have to worry.
Before I could react, the pink-haired girl lunged towards me, the pointy end of her naginata aimed for my gut. My reflexes caught on just in time, so everyone was doing it. And I was able to palm away the spear as it sailed through the air. Oh, god, that's good reflexes.
They were literally about to kill him.
I struck upwards on the wooden shaft of the weapon, sending it up in the air and causing the girl to also lose her balance. Okay, so she threw a spear and then had a separate weapon with a wooden staff.
Right.
Pirate.
Narumu, I did not order you to attack.
Fine! That's right, it was a cowboy. Fine, I'll give him back. Jeez, just my luck to find a bunch of... Oh, that's fucking...
That's the
Fine, I'll give him back. Just my luck to find a bunch of crazy girls with weapons. Extending the hand that held the undies, I tried to hand them over, something I would soon end up regretting, because they cut my hand off. Oh. Ha! You think I'd fall for something so simple? Fool. You may have fooled me once, but when? When did he fool her once?
Is this a sequel?
But I won't let that happen again. The woman swung her weapon wide. This is so fucking boring. Let me do something. Arcing the thick wooden pole. Oh, arcing the thick wooden pole. Into my side before I could dodge. She then lunged forward.
Did she just kill the main character?
And grabbed me tightly, pulling my arms around behind my back, leaving me with some sore ribs and in a prone position. I could have fought back. I bet whoever wrote this was into fucking...
BDSM?
No, what's the fighting that they're doing? Judo.
Judo.
But I figured it would only lead to more fighting. With the possibility of ending up stabbed, I decided to remain passive. The sword-wielding girl stepped forward and grabbed the silky underwear from my hand triumphantly.
Your methods be crude, but you do get results, Hikage. Tie him up. We'll bring him into the brig for questioning. He probably knows where those pesky thieves are hiding.
Righty how, boy. And people wonder why criminals want to resist arrest. That's not why criminals want to resist... Oh, gee. No one wonders that! I mumbled this weekly as the girl with the naginata tied my wrists together with rope, and I soon felt myself dragged out by the duo towards the city. Surely once we're out of the forest, you two will stop this act of yours and let me go, right? As much as I like to fool around, I have more important things to do.
Does he think this is weird roleplay?
The city? Ha!
Well, I mean, he's from current era, and we've clearly travelled back in time, or forward in time, so he's expecting, like, you can't just drag people around while you've got swords and stuff. Like, if we're going through the city, he's expecting someone to stop it.
Right. The city? Ha! We're not taking you all the way there. You'll be spending night in the village cells, thief.
Who are you calling a thief? I'm the victim! First I get undies tossed in my face, then I had to deal with physical abuse, and now these accusations? Besides, there's no village around these parts. It's a city, you know, Tsukino Toshi?
Silence, Hikage. If he speaks again before...
Not silence, Hikage.
Shut up, Hikage. I'm sick of your shit. If he speaks again before we get to the village, you may have my permission to knock him unconscious.
And then once you have it, then you may knock him. Sunday tyrant? Hee, that's funny. And that's how I ended up on my way to a jail cell, cuffed... This is the fucking prologue. Cuffed and dragged by two girls, both of who I started to suspect were crazy. King's Quest, as it went on, started to have longer and longer prologues, but...
Yeah, you can skip them very easily.
You can skip this one, but like...
And that's how I met your mother.
When we exited the forest, alarm set off in my mind. The city I'd lived in my whole life. It was gone. You've got to be kidding me. If I wasn't in Tsukino Toshi, then where the hell was I?
Literally anywhere else in the world.
Hey, no talking. Come on, I don't want to bop you that much. Kinda. Maybe a punch or two. I just want to know how the hell you blocked my strike so easily. Your attack had a lot of power behind it. Why would he tell her this? But it was kind of predictable. With the right movement and enough force, that's the result you get. Anyway, I'll play along for a bit. What have I got to lose? Where in the world are we? This clearly isn't my hometown. I mean, the buildings look more like they belong in some kind of classic samurai movie, back when girls were warriors and allowed to walk around wearing very few clothes and also ran the city, and this is... Huh? What the hell is our move, eh? But that still works really nicely. This is Haramaru. It's been here forever.
Hikage, I thought I told you to silence him if he spoke again, wench.
Actually, you told me I could, but you didn't tell me I had to. Must be tough being the subordinate of someone like that.
Be quiet or I will silence ye for good.
This time it didn't seem to be an idle threat. Last time, when she had the knife out, I was like, she's kidding. The girl had unsheathed her katana and was now resting. See, when they were like, and that's how I woke up, I thought we'd start in the jail cell and like, start some
in
gameplay.
the middle of the city.
Well, I just thought we'd start.
Well, like, you know, I'm fairly sure the gameplay of this is literally just text, and every so often we make a choice out of like 5 options.
That's the genre.
Right.
But like, I was expecting to be able to make choices. Like, I was still expecting that level of gameplay to exist within the game. The girl had unsheathed her katana and was now resting the edge of her blade against my throat. I was already starting to regret having played a hero earlier. Hopefully there would be someone with more common sense in the village and more clothes. Oh, she's actually pretty clothed.
She's probably the most clothed person we've met.
The guy we met, he was pretty clothed.
The male.
I soon found myself confined with a small room. The stern-looking tsundere is a Japanese term meaning like cute girl, I think.
Okay.
Tsundere of a girl staring down at me while the other girl, who was apparently called Narumi, seemed to have softened up a little. From what I had gathered during their conversation, they had just called the village elder to help oversee my questioning.
What purpose did these thefts have? Or are you just some perverts who get off sniffing girls' undies? I oughta castrate ye.
Oh, please tell me the panties are like symbols of power and like you need to collect all the panties in order to summon the dragon god or something.
You've just written your own adventure story.
I already told you, I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Not to mention, anything worn by you would probably smell sour. Damn, that's harsh. I couldn't see well from the cell where I'd put them, where they had put me where I'd put them. But I was almost certain I could hear Narumi laughing nearby. Tsukino Dono, please calm down. Please calm down. You brought him in to learn the reason behind his presence in the forest, didn't you?
That is... Wait.
Yar.
Yar, that is correct, Elder Sama. I believe he was working together with the fox spirits to steal... panties and other undergarments.
Objection.
Overruled.
Huh, what are you objecting to, young man? Is that a racist accent? I'm not
I
trying to be
don't
racist.
know.
The evidence surrounding the defense accusation was fabricated. Oh my god, I chose the perfect voice for this guy. Narumi-san, would you please answer this question for the judge? Was the defendant, that is myself, anywhere near those two girls while you were in pursuit of them?
Hold it. Who are you calling a judge here? Lower your voice or I will strike you down.
Hey, Miyo-san, maybe the whole angry accusation thing just ain't working. This guy clearly ain't no bandit. That's good for her as well. We could just ask him why he were up there in the wood. If he has a valid reason, then sure. If not, then he's clearly a panty thief, and we'll use him as a punching bag out in the yard. Finally, and here I thought this was about to become a turnabout case. I slide deeply.
I think it's like a throwdown.
Partly amused by my own act despite the seriousness of the situation. Whoever would have thought that mimicking characters from games... Oh, they're totally referencing Ace Attorney.
Yeah. I got that just because that's one of the ones I've played.
Right.
It's more involved, but it's basically one of these.
Yeah, the whole genre is visual novels. As long as I didn't become an ace prisoner, things would hopefully turn out for the better. A wise idea, Narumi-chan. How about you start by giving us your name, Narumi-chan? Is it Narumi-chan? I think it is. Gushakan Takahiro. So what were you doing in the forest when these two were chasing the thieves? I'm not entirely sure myself. One moment I was praying at a shrine hidden inside the forest. The next I knew some weird girl was talking to me. She managed to be wearing less clothes than these other girls, which is crazy.
The one on the right, she's just sort of bound her chest like in Eponine in...
It's like she wants to make her chest look smaller, but in a way that in no way has done that.
Yeah.
Because, for one, she's got it unbuttoned.
That doesn't help.
A girl? Yes. Why is that a surprise? Yes, a girl with horns and a tail. I know it sounds weird, but I could have sworn I saw her before I must have fainted. After that, I woke up somewhere. The forest. Tsukino Dono, Narumi-chan, do you recall the stories behind the shrine near our village? In this era, surely, the shrine directly next to your village, everyone would know it.
Forgive me, Elder Sama, I do not recall.
I know it's a place of high spiritual energy, a sacred place, but I can't remember the details. Sorry, Grandfather. That shrine belongs to Suyuri, a powerful spirit that has been watching over our village for as long as anyone can remember. Unlike the fox spirits, we tend to avoid going too deep into the forest.
I still think I could get rid of those pests once and for all if you would just let me go in and find their home. It's probably hidden in some damp cave on a hill or some run-down old house.
See, my concern is that when it gets to options, it's going to be be nice or be mean, and they'll just both lead to the same thing. Do you actually have to solve puzzles, make gameplay choices?
I don't know. It varies a lot. In Ace Attorney, you literally have to collect evidence and present a court case.
Humans and spirits rarely mingle, even if they meet with good intentions. The fact this lad says he saw a spirit means there is a chance he was there for a reason, because why would someone ever lie when they're being arrested? Not to mention, did you take a good look at him yet? He seems disoriented, and his clothes look foreign. He did seem to be talking gibberish earlier. He claimed to be from a city near here, but there's nothing round that for miles. He was also talking about something called a movie! And he used some fine techniques that I ain't never seen before, nay.
He is still a pervert.
I am a pervert.
Definitely just...
It's still perfectly natural for a guy my age to be curious about certain things. What was he curious about? Besides, what? If you're talking about how the panties ended up on my face, I had nothing to do with it. Sundeer Tyrant. Oh, right. Sundeer is a cute little girl, so Sundeer Tyrant is a...
Cute little girl tyrant, right?
Yeah, it's a funny contradiction in terms.
What did you call me? I ought to smash you to pieces, you brat.
Oh, wait. Now that I think about it, those two foxes looked like they were just abandoning them. But Grandpa, what does this all mean, y'all?
She didn't get them by the fact that before they threw them to us,
they
were like, we need to abandon this.
I can't be certain. However, I believe it is unlikely that he's working together with the fox spirits. Still, I have never heard of any human to come across a spirit such as Suyuri. I dare say he may not even be of this world. Oh, they're in another world. That makes way more sense.
Not time travel.
I guess the fact that there's cat people should have probably clued me into that, but it didn't.
We're not smart.
No. What are you trying to say? That I'm in a different world now? That would be the most logical explanation. In a world of magic, it is the most logical explanation. I want to argue it, but it's a world of magic and cat people, and there's a certain logic to it. In what world would that be considered logical? I just explained that. But I have an important tournament to participate in 2 weeks from now. Okay. I would put money down that he learns from this how to win the tournament. Like, he learns ancient techniques or otherworldly fighting techniques.
Like in the Karate Kid.
Well, no one has ever experienced something like this before. We will have to think of how to deal with you, or even if it is possible to get you back to your own world.
Where'd the legends come from if it's the first time?
In the meantime, a night in the cell won't hurt. He did assault a village guard, and he resisted arrest. He could stay here until he rots for all I care, but I suspect the Elder will wish to have a talk to you soon. Hikage, I am going to clean myself off. Come with me.
I will point out, still not a single fucking choice yet. I would apologise. Whoops. I would take offence for implying that I stink, but that was one hell of a run.
Why is it so easy to say the wrong thing?
I took offence and changed it to no offence, which is an apology. Those fox spirits ran fast. I would still like to know more about these techniques, Takahiro-san. If you do happen to stick around, I might want to go a few rounds with you. Winky winky. It's not like I'll be going anywhere, because you're literally fucking imprisoning me. It is only for a few hours while we discuss what to do with you. A person such as yourself... Oh god, if we go to this meeting and follow the whole meeting and then... I just want to do something.
Oh god. I hope one of the options is just like escape prison.
A person such as yourself would end up causing quite the commotion amongst the villagers, so it is necessary to convince them that you mean them no harm before we will release you. With stuff that's very sex-based, you can get away with a lot of rambling and a lot of story that doesn't need to be there. The correct way to tell this story would be having, like, waking up in the cell or in the forest, or, like, there's no need to meet the girl, and then the friend who had the sister, and then the sister...
2 reasons right
Oh,
here.
yeah, okay. But, you know, like, it's bad storytelling.
Also, what was the whole incest thing? Like,
I don't know. I think in Japan it's a kind of a thing. Not like incest, but, like, it's not as much of a taboo. I don't know. If that's really racist Japanese people, I apologise. And that was how I found myself stuck in a jail cell, while people responsible for my situation left to deal with personal errands. He's saying that like it's the start of a new chapter? Maybe it is. Maybe this is like, we're in chapter 3 now, and maybe there's no choices. Maybe by visual novel, they literally just mean...
surely Steam wouldn't allow that.
Yeah, that doesn't... Oh god, I really hope not.
I'm going to quick save just so if something crashes...
We can just click through it pretty quickly, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to risk it.
This sucks. As if being sent to a different world wasn't bad enough, I'm stuck in jail, with my only company being...
a pair of beautiful, magnificent, majestic foxes, you lucky boy.
A pair of beautiful? Wait a second. Yahoo! Hey there, petty boy! A familiar face appears at the top of my cell, a blonde girl with golden eyes. As I watched, she flipped over and landed in front of the cell, waving her hands at me. From the side of the cell, another girl appeared, a wry grin on her face. It's the panty thieves. If you're here to reclaim your hostages, they are already back where they belong. Near some vag. Nope, we saw the guards go into the bath and swiped the maiden silk again. Look! With that, she pulled out a pair of lacy silk underwear from her sleeve and stretched it out with her thumbs, showing off her panty prize to me. You came all the way back here to snatch their underwear again. And I'm not sure if the Sunday Tyrant fits that label. Which label? Oh, the underpants, probably.
The cute little girl
No,
wait.
You've forgotten the voice.
The cute girl with the katana. I wouldn't be surprised. Well, you would be surprised. I happen to believe that she is... I happen to believe that she is as innocent as one can be. She seems far too uptight to let any man touch her. As for returning to the village, we have a debt to settle.
A panty debt! I smiled weakly as I wondered what the fox meant by debt.
What the fuck meant by debt?
I'm not sure what this debt of yours might be, but I think you better leave before these two return. You don't seem to be on friendly terms with these samurai girls. Why did we spend all that time on the sister and the school friend and all this for in another world? Wait, if he doesn't know about it, we can just leave, Onisama.
Oh, Mako, that's not how we do things, young man. Your actions allowed us to escape our early predicament without harm. This places us in your debt, for which we are now repaying you. Mako, do the magic.
Okay! That's how she does magic. The young girl walked forward and placed her hand upon the locked door of the cell. She began mumbling something that I couldn't even begin to understand, and her hands began glowing brightly. Different worlds, girls wielding weapons, and now fox girls using magic. Next on the list, I'm going to find a talkative magical sword and end up destined to save the world.
Please
Specific
no.
reference?
Oh, just a general trope.
Okay. That said, I was curious to see what this magic could do to Locke keeping me imprisoned. Maybe it would make it lock even harder. That's the logical use of lock when they've said that they're in my debt. Ha! The glow flared for a minute before quickly fading. There was a... This makes a save. There was a hiss and then a sizzle as the lock dropped to the floor in a mess of melted metal.
Well done, Maiko-chan. You did very well. Relax for now, alright, babe?
I'm not sure what I'm surprised about. The fact that a girl just melted a steel lock, or that I'm starting to accept that this is normal.
This level of magic is extraordinary, you pleb. Maiko-chan is quite gifted.
In the chest area.
But as I said, we are here to settle our debt. If you would like, we can escort you back to the forest where we first encountered you. I do, however, suggest you decide quickly. The guards do not bathe for long. I should know. I have observed them for a while.
God. Well, I don't plan on sticking around, so I'll gladly accompany the two of you out of here. Maybe I'll be able to find my way back home. Lead the way, Peeping Tammy.
Machiko, Sakanora Machiko, no Tammy, never
Takahiro,
Tammy.
but I suggest we keep the introductions for later, although we've done it now, so I don't know why I bothered saying that. That's probably a waste of time that we could be using escaping, but let's just make sure it's very clear that we shouldn't be wasting time, we should be escaping. Is that clear?
But, like, would you like us to introduce ourselves? Very well then, Taku-kan. Follow, hyphen.
Follow those hyphens. As I was stepping out of the cell, the sound of a familiar voice boomed in the distance. Thieves!
Crafty, foxy kleptomaniacs, I'll skin you alive.
I think that's our cue to get out of here. And with that, the three of us darted out of the prison. And that's how I came to be in a forest with two... And that's pretty much what happened. According to Village Elder, there's supposed to be a shrine somewhere in the forest. It must be the same one I visited before I got caught up in this mess.
Goodness, that sounds like a terrible situation. I know that spirits such as Tsuri enjoy playing with people, but this seems a little cruel of her. I would speak with her myself, but, fox spirits are not allowed near the shrine.
Huh? I thought the reason we never got there was because you get all flustered whenever Sushan's around. So she's a lesbian, that's what we're getting at.
Right.
She's pretty firmly a lesbian.
Shut up, Maiko!
I didn't realise a penny thief could get embarrassed like that. Is that why she wants the pennies? But maybe you two could show me the way to the shrine. Somehow the layout of the forest seems different. Somehow! It's weird. I'm in a whole different world that I'm magically transported to, and somehow things aren't exactly the same. Which pretty much meant that Aria's map was useless now.
You do not understand. There is more to the ways of a spirit than meets the eye, Taka-kan. I will try to navigate you to the shrine, but if Tsuri does not want us there, then we simply will never get there. The only places we can navigate to directly are our home and the village.
I could use gate magic, but that's... Oh, fuck it. I think I'll prefer taking the ground route, but thanks for the offer. Maiko-chan, was it? That's right, Sakurano Maiko-chan. That she didn't say that. At your service. Yay, my first human friend. Let's fuck.
Silly girl, let's fuck.
Not that I doubt your navigation skills or anything, but didn't we cross this path long ago? Oh, you're right. Why are we back here, Wani-sama?
Oh, I thought you were leading the way. Wait, I think if we turn this way, we cut through these trees here, we might... Ah!
The girl seemingly disappeared out of sight as she stepped in between two tall trunks, only to be followed by a loud splash. So she stepped between the two tall trunks, then a loud splash stepped between the two tall trunks because it was following her. I ran towards the trees and looked down to see the girl, arms flailing wildly, neck deep in a slow-moving river. Oh, Wani-sama, quick, please, you have to help her, I'm begging you. I'll do whatever you want. Just please save her. Help! It doesn't look that deep, you know. Don't tell me your sister can't. She can't swim! I just said not to say that. You just can, please. Takahara-sama, please rescue my sister. I I guess I don't have a choice. It would be
Fucking
nice if we had a
Christ.
fucking choice at some point.
Let the woman drown.
Oh, is this literally just a novel? Have we, like, committed to reading a novel? Smiling weakly, I pulled off my jacket and dove into the river, the cold water sending shivers down my spine as I swam towards Machiko, who, despite the lack of a strong current, was slowly disappearing under the water. They normally do have options, don't
I've
they?
never seen one like this.
Okay. I tried to play one online. It was just like... It was a free one online. It was like a bunch of people chatting, and then I got to make a choice, and it was like, literally either be mean or be nice. And then it just kept on going no matter which one you did. It was like, do you want to stay at my house? And it was like, no, your house sucks, let's go to mine. Or let's stay here. And I was like, your house sucks. It was like, no, it doesn't. And they just stayed. And I was like, well, fuck it up. Urged on by the worried shouts of Maiko, I tried to reach the girl as quickly as possible. It took me a few strokes. He grew very old, had a few strokes before I reached her. But by the time I grabbed a hold of her and pulled her out of the water, she'd lost consciousness. So she's probably dead, honestly. She's not breathing. I felt my stomach drop. Dreadful thoughts of what might happen if I didn't do something if I hadn't filled my mind. But what in the world could I possibly do? I picked this one because it was like, you can finish this in an afternoon. Do they literally mean the book? Why would there be saving and loading if it was just a book? Okay. CPR? I don't know what that is! She's not breathing. Help her. Please help her. When you saw her, please wake up. Okay, but I need to concentrate. Can you find something to dry her off with? Right! Great, a mage without a revive spell. It's quite funny. As if trying to steal my nerves what I was about to do, I muttered those words just before leaning in. Oh, those words, because it's written like a novel. All I can remember from my first aid training was that the patient had to be in a so-called recovery position, that I had to blow air in their mouth, push down their chest, and that this stuff doesn't work on magical cat spirits. Because they're a different fucking species. My heart pounded faster and faster as I looked down at the fox girl. Fox girl?
Oh, right, there you keep referring to them as fox girls.
Oh, we just made up cats.
Well, cat girls are a thing.
Yeah. I could feel my cheeks heating up as a blush spread across my face. Clumsily, I put her into what I hoped was the right position, and slowly so I have to touch her chest and put my mouth on hers. Not me, obviously. Tucker, hero. I lowered myself towards her face. My lips parted. Oh my god.
Wow! If you were this desperate for a kiss, you could have just asked. I know I'm a beautiful, exquisite creature, but pushing me into a river so you can play a hero is a bit too much, Takakon.
I've worked out why there's so many words and not choice so far. This is the bit where you're just meant to be wanking. Like, there's not meant to be any... You're not even meant to notice how long it is because you're too busy wanking. It's not like that. I went in to save you.
Oh, I thank you, oh valiant hero, for your rescue. I must admit I am not the greatest swimmer.
Is she still in the water?
She's a little leap hat. But
She's
you know, it is often better to get permission from the maiden you rescued before you claim them as your reward, silly.
I didn't have a choice. I either claimed you or you'd fucking die, you imbecile.
And a bold choice. Where is Maiko? I hope she didn't try to save me first. She is even worse at sex than I am.
I looked over left to find Maiko dead. Everyone is fucking dead. She's fine. She'd be heading back here right now.
In that case, I believe we have enough time. How are you? How about it, Takakon? My sister will be back here in a few minutes, and I'm sure that a boy like you have probably never kissed a girl before. So how about it? Want to claim this maiden's
A boy like you in what sense?
Is
like
this
someone who
genuinely-
saved your life? Or...
Genuinely about to be pawned.
Don't make me toss you. Back in the river! Oh!
Oh, such a shame, too. I was looking forward to drowning and
So
finding
lesbian?
out just how sweet your lips tasted. There's a mid-ground, sort of.
She could be bisexual, but she seems to be really strongly being pushed to into being a lesbian. I'm not sure. I want to find out what a wet fox tastes like.
I assure you, I taste a lot better when I'm wet. See, I'm not, like, because...
For some reason, I don't think we're talking about the same thing anymore. What were you going to say?
The way that you're taking it, I don't think... in my mind, he's not being flirtatious. He's just being, I don't want to do this. Stop!
I felt my cheeks flushing up slightly at Machiko's teasing words and awkwardly scratched my cheek. Anyway, at this rate, you're going to catch herpes.
Then perhaps you should warm me up, Takakon.
I don't want herpes. We need to get you out of these soggy clothes.
Oh, so bold. Please, won't you unbutton my top? There are no buttons. There are nipples.
No, she doesn't even have nipples. Oh, yeah. Massive nipples.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the longest conversation about nipples I ever expected to have with a brother. If you insist. My fingers shook as I reached down to the laces of her bodice. I was blushing brightly and my head was spinning as I felt my fingers touch the cloth. Before I could continue any further, I heard a whoosh behind me and felt something heavy impact against my body. My body toppled forward and I felt a nasty blow to the back of my head. It'd be the other sister knocking him out. Wani-sama, brother! Oh no, I could barely focus as the blonde fox girl began to fuss over me, but it was no good. I died that day.
I bet he turns out to be gay.
Between the... It'd be so good. Between running my butt off all day, the Sundeer tyrant, the falling rescue, and now the blow to my head, I felt myself slip into unconsciousness. Later that day... Oh, God. Hours must have passed by the time I finally regained consciousness. The first thing I noticed was something soft resting against me. For a moment I wondered what it could be. Little did I know that whatever it was, I would soon be very much awake. Whoa! Machiko? My voice caught in my throat, easily betrayed my surprise at seeing the fox spirit racing beside me. Of course, it didn't help that she was stark naked. My gaze drifted along her features. I hadn't really put a lot of thought into it now, but she really was beautiful. She's, like... Maybe within this world, this is the standard woman? Because she's not beautiful. She's, like, cartoonishly, impossibly over-the-top perfect in every physical way, I feel. So her to be like, oh yeah, I hadn't noticed that she's actually... She's pretty good looking. Yeah.
I would really like to have sex with this woman.
Like, you meet perfection, and you're like, oh yeah, that's actually not bad, is it? Yeah. Now's my chance. Oh, no! No!
No!
I've been curious about something for a while now, and decided to finally get my answer. Oh, she's going to try to take the ear off. I carefully lifted my hand towards the head, my fingertips lightly caressing along a single furry ear. To my surprise, the fur felt real, confirming my theory. That was... You can have a... Oh, fucking hell. So dumb.
Like, after the peeping Tom earlier, they were just like, yeah, he's a peeping Tom. We deal with it.
But
on
like,
his sister.
He's like, this fur ear that she has on is real fur, therefore it must be her actual ear. There's no way of taking something that's real fur and it not being a part of your body. As I looked over the peacefully sleeping girl, it's difficult to imagine like her being a panty-stealing troublemaker. Up close, she looked incredibly cute. And naked at that, no less. Up close, she looked incredibly naked? That's what I'm saying there. The fact that she was lying beside me caused my cheeks to flare up, beat red in an instant.
No.
Oh.
Just no, not again.
Is she dreaming? Amused by this, I reached out a hand to poke her cheek gently, but the sound of footsteps made me reconsider. Ah, Takahiro, you're awake. Shh, don't wake up Onisama. She's a light sleeper and she's been super tired lately. She has to sleep naked next to you. Shut up. Sure, but Maiko-chan, mind explaining why your sister is sleeping next to me? No. Without clothes on. You two look super cute, clubbled. Honey-san told you it's important that she took her clothes off, so she took hers off and we took yours off as well.
Oh, he's
Did you not notice that he's naked? After that, we tried to keep you both warm by getting under the covers and laying in the sun. However, in the end, she fell asleep. Were you watching me just now? Yep, you were both looking so sad. It was super adorable. I wanted to cuddle up with you too, but once Sunnyama told me off for cuddling with her in her sleep before. Because she's her sister. I think I get it. She does look rather adorable when she's sleeping like this. Let's keep it that way for now. Like, keep her adorable or keep her sleeping? My sister's just got home. She's going to walk in, see what's on the screen, and not really understand what's happening. Hey, Elizabeth.
Hello.
You want to be in a video?
I'm not sure that I do. I'll leave you boys to
Have
it.
you seen what's on?
Yes, I've seen it.
But like, have you seen? She has cat ears. They're
Does she?
real.
I didn't notice them.
They're real.
That's not what caught
What were
my
you-
eye.
Sister's a pervert.
What were you looking at?
The very, very blonde hair.
That's it.
Oh, I thought her tits.
Her nipples were meant to be bigger than that. Anyway, that's
Like,
contextually...
The top one is actually covering it. The bottom one is not.
Yeah.
Is it?
No. She just doesn't have nipples. Maybe those are the nipples. I took a deep breath. I was about to open my mouth to say something when Maiko suddenly spoke up with a smile. She's our sister, by the way. I said my sister, like she's not related to Xander.
Oh.
We took her home. We brought you home to our mansion. We brought you to our spare room because it has the best light during the day. I was only watching a few bit, then I got bored, so I made some soup. Turns out watching sleeping naked people, not interesting. One-Sama always makes me soup when I feel bad. Do you want some?
Isn't there an industry built around that?
I could go some soup, but Maiko-chan, before that, I need to ask you a favour. Do they owe me, like, 2 favours now? Me. Do they owe the main character 2 favours now? Because, like, he saved
the life. He saved the life.
Yeah.
He saved them from prison. He saved their life.
I need you to go and get my clothes because I'm kind of naked here. I lifted the blanket enough to allow a shameful glance at the cause of my current predicament.
A shameful
I
glance.
think he has an erection.
Ah.
My vase visibly took on the shade of a tomato, and I noticed Maiko leaning over for a similar peek under the blanket, and I quickly closed to gap. I think I'm going to stay under the blanket for a bit. Could you please just bring me my clothes? Oh, but you might wake her up if you don't go back to sleep. That doesn't make any sense. But fine, if you insist, I'll go get your clothes. You're no fun, you know that. How it looks like a sheep. I know.
Are they
Please just go.
barbed like ours?
The girl almost skipped to the door, giggling to herself. The door slid open and she hopped outside, vanishing behind the paper screen. Fucking hell, we've been playing this since you left. Still no choice. Like, there's not been a game so far, it's literally just been a novel.
This is also the first naked woman we've seen, if you're wondering.
It's a novel with a really poorly written plot, because it's about, like, he's basically Mary Sue surrounded by naked, blonde, big boob chicks. Which is not an interesting plot.
And are they all sleeping?
No.
That would be kind of boring.
Once I had confirmed that Maiko had left the room, I turned my gaze sideways, focusing back on the peaceful expression of the slumbering fox by my side. Fox in both senses. For a moment, I thought about the things the two girls had been accused of. Okay, so stealing underwear is exactly the nicest thing to do.
They admitted to it.
This is why the sister was like, if you stay here, you'll wake her up. He's saying all this out loud. Okay, so stealing underwear isn't exactly the nicest thing to do, but I look at her like this, I can't picture her as anything but a normal girl.
Like, I confirmed the ears were real, but that's just normal.
While the temptation to lift the blanket was strong, I felt a bit nervous about the thought.
Is she meant to be covered in a blanket?
No.
Don't...
Because I was going to say, that is not coming across.
Yeah, there's a disconnect between the art and the writing. Still, as much as I tried to hold myself back, I couldn't resist the temptation of turning to my side to get a better glimpse of her. Gingerly, I took a hold of the blanket. No, Takahiro, neither a gentleman nor a hero takes advantage of a sleeping lady. You know who does? Rapists! And yet, who am I kidding? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. In the end, the perverted little devil within me won the morality struggle, and with shaking hands, I tried to lift the blanket.
Stop!
Yikes.
Fucking Christ! I don't want any blackberries.
White as the very sheets I was laying on, my heart pounded louder than ever. Without a word, I dropped the blanket. She was still dreaming, mumbling away in her sleep, but she'd scared the living daylights out of me, barely stopping me from raping her. After a while, Maiko reposited.
Where did that come from?
Returned and deposited. Maiko reposited my now dry clothes in my lap. She smiled at me. When you've been reading out loud for like a full half hour, it gets a bit...
Very true.
as if expecting me to begin changing. Oh, of course, the soup. I'll go get it now, but don't change too slowly. I'd bet for you to hate for me to speak in a Don't think guys spend as much time changing as girls. Wait, were you planning to pick on me? It occurred to me that maybe Maiko was more like her sister than I had first assumed.
Get her asleep.
A lesbian?
I don't know.
It sure sounds like you know what you're talking about, Takahiro. And, well, I might have been thinking about it. I'm kind of curious between us foxes and humans. Like, I think like it's just a fox. Like, it's not a human with foxes. This is what foxes look like in this world. Like, it was amazing how easily you carried sis out of the water. It's because you're human? Actually, I think it's probably because I'm a guy. We tend to be stronger than girls.
You got your shit kicked in that very morning.
Not to mention, I practice judo almost every day. It would be embarrassing if I couldn't even carry a girl. Judo! Judo! It's a sport of sorts, although it's also used for self-defense. Is that why you saved her? Because of this judo? Well, no, that's not really it. Ultimately, saving a damsel in distress hinges on a man's pride. What? Oh, can I see it? Your... pride? Stroking my beard, because obviously that's what she's doing at this point.
And just exactly what are you looking for, little sister?
Return to you, Elizabeth. Oh, well, Selma, I wasn't... You're wrong. Ah, the soup! The soup's not cooking! I need to tend to it! The young girl scrambled to her feet and dashed out of the room at full speed, her tail comically hanging between her legs as she did.
When they adapt this, I hope Kermit plays the sister.
I turned to Machiko with a faint blush on my... averting my eyes so she could pull the sheet back up. Ah, I see you're finally awake, Machiko-san.
With you two making such a vast judo and soup, how can I possibly hope to get any sleep? I'm glad to see you are well, Taka-kan.
Forgive me for taking my... Oh.
Forgive me for taking such methods, but I fear that I wasn't getting warm fast enough and did what I thought was necessary, which is getting naked.
I genuinely thought this would have some kind of gameplay, like, at some point.
That's not an unreasonable expectation. At least it was more enjoyable sleep than you would have had in the cell. I doubt the Sundeer tyrant, was it? I doubt she would have given you the same service.
Let's just say the hospitality was much appreciated. Appreciated.
I'm glad to hear that sweet rhyme.
If you would like to change, there's a screen just over there. I promise I won't look, of course.
He goes behind the screen and she's already there.
Naked?
Everyone's naked at this point. I guess one of it has to do it. I watch Machiko's close her eyes, hiding her face. Yeah, we did it all through.
Oh.
Make the art a little bit wider so they can do that. Hiding her face in her hands as if to reassure me that she wouldn't peek. Taking my chance, I climbed out from under the blanket and made my way towards the wooden screen.
Bring a blanket, if you're that worried.
Once I reached it, I quickly began changing.
If you could be so kind as to do me a favour, Taka-kan. My robes should be upon the dresser
You're going
behind
deeper more frequently on it.
Could you please pass them to me, please? It would speed matters up greatly. Achoo!
She'll give me a second. I was looking around for a moment, I found the robes. I don't give a fuck about any of this. We're not even near plot anymore. This is just a description of someone getting dressed. Oh god, my heart skipped a beat as I took hold of him before turning to the screen and hand him over. Say, Machiko-chan, how come you two walk around stealing people's underwear? I mean, you don't seem to look like bad people to me.
Well, this is complicated. Michael was researching a spell that you wanted to perform. One that will allow us easier access to certain things we needed. And one of the ingredients was a maiden silk. The only silk I could think of was, well, you already know the answer.
By maiden silk, you mean, I guess I understand why you think that, but isn't maiden silk another term for wedding sash? It is in my world, at least. As I said this, the girl appeared from the other side of the screen.
Shit!
What's that?
A maiden silk. It's a wedding sash. We idiots.
I do like that they wrote in the panty stealing as like a reasonable plot thing.
Is it an ingredient in something?
Yeah,
it's a spell.
No, they thought a maiden silk was like panties, but it's actually a wedding gown. And it's like, that's a reasonable mistake to make.
All our work was for naught.
Oh, well, at least a wedding sash will be easier to get. See, the trouble is, if you do that voice, they're too similar.
Yeah.
I'll just have to marry Taka-kan.
I'll change voice.
Please.
What?
A few minutes later. God fucking damn, let me do something. After that little incident, we relocated to the kitchen. The smell of the food spilled. Despite the young girl's easygoing attitude, always humming some cheerful melody, I found my cheeks still burning from embarrassment. To think a girl would say something about marriage after they blatantly proposed sex. He's like, marriage? That's embarrassing. I quickly shook my head to clear my thought from my mind and turned towards the elder sister. This soup is delicious. Is Maiko-chan usually the one doing the cooking around here? Yay, I'm glad you like it, Takahiro. I don't usually cook, so I made a few lucky guesses.
It's rather delicious, Maiko-chan. Perhaps you could do more cooking from now on. It will allow me some more time to lounge around.
Well, the first step to getting a wedding sash is to become a good housewife. Holy shit.
Jesus.
And that includes cooking. I added this with a bit of amusement following Machiko's comment. They don't need to say that. We know you said that following the comment. Because you literally just said it following the comment. I took another sip of the soup. For a few lucky guesses, this dish had turned out pretty well. That's true. I'll learn how to clean or cook for you, and I don't know what else, but it'll be fun learning.
Maiko, you should stop that. You know very well it would be pointless for you to marry him. Only the villagers know how to craft a wedding sash, and we both know this won't happen, you old maid.
That's not necessarily true, Machiko-chan.
It only becomes ever more evident that you are not of this world, Taka-kan. The villagers will not tolerate our existence. They despise us. We could never ask such a favour of them.
I write porn for a living. I've mentioned this on my channel before. It's pretty well known. I write erotica for a living, and one thing I've learned is that most people... Oh, dip as well. This is an amazing day. I'm just gonna load up one chip with enough dip for the other chips. Bam. Oh, yes. And one thing I've learned from like reading erotica, which I do for my work because I write it for a living, is that a lot of people who are really passionate about writing, they're not necessarily bad writers. Like, you don't read it and you're like, oh, this is awful. There's just a lot of nothing. Like, I was reading one the other day where the guy was... it was about a guy who travels back in time to, like, when he was 16 and he gets to relive his life. And it went into, like, excruciating detail about how, in the 70s, high school scores were determined in like, his part of America. Like, there were paragraphs and paragraphs on it in the middle of an erotica story. Because the thing is, most people aren't bad writing. They just don't know how to cut shit out that's not interesting. And so, yeah, your standard person, if you ask them to write a story and they get really into it, they will write and write and write, and it'll be all completely readable, just really fucking dull. So, like, this is just going on and on with no conflict or drama or, like, literally, there's no conflict. Oh, there's a conflict between, like, the fox girls and the village.
And then the conflict between the village and us.
But it's just rambly shit. And you can get away with it in erotica, and this is like a form of erotica I've discovered since I started playing, because people will sit through anything for enough boobs. All we have to do is find some way to make the villagers accept you. But I guess I'll need to learn more about the village itself before we can do that. The pale-haired woman shook her head slowly, her ears flattening against her head as she did.
It's not that simple. They would never trust us. Human and fox spirits have never been able to get along. I'm honestly surprised that you've been able to tolerate us for this long. I will be happy to be proven wrong, and you're free to stay here as long as you wish. Until, of course, you grow too weary of our ways and decide to leave.
You too grow weary, as in
You
as
too
well.
grow weary of our ways and decide to leave.
Like how many vowels there are in decide. Lie.
Decide.
Honey, Summer, please don't say things like that. Takahiro wouldn't know that. Wouldn't do that. I've known him so well because we've been friends for a full 20 minutes now. Would you, Takahiro? Of course not. I wouldn't abandon someone because they're a different species. That's not the way Gushiken Takahiro does things. However, I do remember...
We both hiccuped at the same time.
No, I'm
Do you
joking.
want me to-
Keep reading.
However, I do remember the village elders telling me that this wasn't just the fox spirit. It sounded like humans and spirits have been on bad terms for a long time. Do you know why, Machiko-san?
I do not recall. Much information is withheld even from someone such as myself. Most spirits keep to themselves these days. There are a few exceptions, Chishiri being one of them. Powerful.
So TSU is pronounced Su. So that's Suyuri.
This is clearly a bogan. I don't think she gets that.
She's not aware.
Shuri being one of them.
Suyuri.
Yuri being one of them. Powerful spirits come and go as they please, but they tend to remain in their world. Fox spirits, however, have had no other place to go. We're stuck in the human world, for better or for worse.
Huh? I didn't realise it was like that. I get some fun in learning stuff.
Are they twins?
No, it's older and younger.
Okay.
Which does also apply to twins, but it's like notably older and younger. Well, this Suyuri character lives in the shrine, right? We should try asking her for some ideas.
No, we do not need to go see her. Absolutely not. No, I don't want to see her. I do not want to.
I was somewhat taken aback by her suddenly childish way of speaking. I was like, I don't want to.
Oh, no, I don't want to.
Remind me of the times I'd been told to go visit the doctor when I was younger, complaining and throwing tantrums along the way.
Bullshit.
But isn't she the only one that can help us?
I refuse to go. Suyuri is a fiend, and I dislike the idea of spending even a second in her fucking presence.
She can't be that bad. Besides, if anything happens, I'll protect you from a spirit who can go between worlds.
Fine. If it really means that much to you, I will attempt to lead you to the shrine again. But you will enter the grounds alone. I don't want to go anywhere near that place. You will be on your own, Taka-kan.
Can I come?
Absolutely not. I forbid it. Fuck off. You are not to follow us under any circumstances, Maiko.
I bet who follows.
Did you not listen?
I'll stay here, just like you said. I'll be here. Not anywhere else. I'll be here in the mansion. I'll be here. I'll be here.
I'm inclined to trust you.
All alone. Unprotected. All by myself. Who knows what might happen to me? I will get trapped under a bookcase and die. Also, not be able to die. I'll get bored and die of boredom. I'd be so super duper bored sitting here all alone in the same place day in and day out.
Fine, I get it. You can come along, but you must be on your best behaviour, little one. No running around, no talking unless spoken to. Like a real woman.
God.
That's her, not me.
Okay. Despite Maiko's cheerleaderness, I couldn't help but wonder what had happened between Machiko and this Suyuri for her to react so strongly. I decided maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea to spend some time with the two sisters to get to know them a bit better. Well, I do have 2 weeks and I need to get back to my own world, so there's really no need to rush. How about we do something else instead? I'm sure Machiko-san wouldn't mind the distraction.
Well, the longer I get to stay away from that place, the better. How about bringing Maiko-chan along to fetch some desserts for us? Like a real woman. These are the, the oranges, apples, and a small vineyard behind the mansion. I could whip up some cream to go with it if you like.
Sure. Let's have some yummy fruit. This is a really obscure joke that these two get, and you won't.
I don't get it.
Alright. Did you get it, Elizabeth?
I was listening.
The two people who would get it didn't, or weren't listening. As Maiko led me towards the garden of the impressive mansion, she seemed a little quiet, as though she had something on her mind. This is not a...
We're not gonna call it quits?
This is not a game. Like,
Is this meant to be like a choose your own adventure?
yeah, yeah.
Very much, yeah.
There's just been no choices so far, and up until now I've been assuming it's the prologue. But I really I don't think that... Let's see what happens if I click skip. There's no skip.
I think that's when you're replaying, you can skip up to where you're up to. Oh! We should vamp for a bit.
Fucking I bet we can start now not having missed anything. So, hang on. Oh, that's how you go back.
Oh.
Skip. Oh, skip mode.
Text feed.
After choices!
The fuck?
Where are these choices?
Do we want to go back to where we saved?
No! I want to get to the point where we make a choice.
Okay. I gotta... What? Moving side to side. Oh, it's Suyuro.
Sayuri?
Suyuri.
So. And now... Oh,
What happened to Pirate Lady?
and then there's the old guy. I'm wondering if maybe, it's a visual novel with choices, but the choices literally don't do anything. No
We
matter
haven't
what-
had any choices yet.
Yeah, that's true.
Whoa!
Hello. So someone's getting undressed.
And
Now someone's having a bath.
that's the Pirate Lady.
Oh, right.
Pirate Lady and Cowboy.
That's where the lesbian fox was spying on them, presumably. Now it's all wet and transparent.
Now
Now
it's
naked.
just topless. Now it's covered in chocolate.
Or mud.
Or
I
mud.
would guess mud.
That's prob-
Oh, she's on fire. If you, oh my goodness, they just don't have nipples, do they? If you're watching this,
they have nipples when they're clothed. Ah!
aha!
Okay, we can head back to the mansion and talk with sisters. Please no. We've
head
dealt
to the
with them
village-
enough.
So, did we see what happened? Not really.
Do we care what happened?
No, that's true. Oh,
You right clicked.
oh right. No, I just got rid of
Middle
it.
click.
Okay, so choices: head back to the talk to the sisters. You want to go to the village and see what they think?
I'm a bit done with those sisters.
Okay.
I like the pirate voice.
Let's go to the village.
Well, probably don't skip off. Oh, no, it did turn skip off
Yeah.
automatically.
Figuring it would be best to let the girls cool off, I decided to head to the village. As I arrived, I found the villagers busy preparing the final touches of the festival that evening. Everything seemed to be going well. I bet we can keep playing this without needing to know what all that was. And even one or two people even greeted me as I wandered through the village. I asked for the whereabouts of Miyu and Narumi and was pointed in the direction of the last place anyone seemed to have seen them. With Suyuri's warning still fresh in my mind, it's fresh in my mind, I'll tell you that, I decided it was best to talk with Miyu or Narumi about it. Since they're in charge of defending the village, it wouldn't be a bad idea to warn them that there could be some problems. By skipping that, we've actually added a nice level of tension, because now I'm like, I want to know what's happening.
Like you were saying they should start with him waking up in the prison?
Start with that. The first choice would be too much to, because you have to learn about the whole different world, and the fox spirits, and the goddess of the shrine and all that, but, we've added some tension through skipping a lot.
So he's now in charge of defending the village somehow.
No, they were in charge of defending the village.
Were.
No, since they were in charge of defending the village, not since they were. I knocked on the
two
door
wrong
twice,
readings.
and being in a bit of a hurry, announced my presence. Miyu, are you in there?
Yes! That's not pirate. Whoa.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
I opened the door before the girl had a chance to answer. Well, didn't she answer? And to my surprise, Miyu had been busy changing into a kimono Actually, who was I kidding? I should have known by now the girls always seem to be changing whenever I enter a room. Judging by the events of this past week, we're halfway through the game before we make a single fucking
Wait, is it
choice.
2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks until the championship.
Fucking Christ!
So we're a full week in.
Arr, me Takehiro. I require some assistance here. I am not used to these complicated clothes. It's a robe.
How has she gotten that so far wedged in the butt too? Like, that's impressively wedged in there. A Camino. Sure, I'll help you out.
Yes, Sakamino. I wanted to look nice for the festival. I wanted to make a good impression. I am the head of the guard, you know. My sister's the body.
Alright. I think it makes you look like some kind of mysterious beauty, though.
Beauty? Quit saying such nonsense. I should make you run 10 laps for saying something as ridiculous as that.
Just take the fucking compliment. Jesus. I laughed as I approached the girl, making sure not to let my eyes wander too much while I helped her put on the kimono. So what's the problem?
It is this confounded obi. I cannot wrap it around myself without the kimono slipping too low. And since I cannot get a hang of it myself, you will have to do.
Ah, I can see why you're having trouble. You're wrapping it around the wrong way. Here, hand me the sash. You're trying to do what someone else should do for you. Using the method my mother had taught me, we eventually got the obi tied properly. After a bit of struggling, we managed to adjust the kimono to perfection, and Mio was successfully changed. Upon closer inspection, I really liked the way Mio looked just then. Before I knew it, I found myself either wondering if Narumi would be wearing a kimono as well. Now, in this kind of genre, he normally sleeps with all the girls, doesn't he?
I don't know. I think you get to choose.
Actually,
Actually, the way I've heard about one, I don't recall the name, just in case you were wondering what it was, where if you complete every ending, you get an ending where it's all the girls. I think that's an option. I'm gonna get water. Do you mind doing a pirate voice for a bit?
Yar! Thank you, Takahiro! In return, you will attend the festival as my companion.
Yar.
You will pick me up here and escort me around the village. We will play games and watch the fireworks together. It'll be like a date in every possible sense. I'm not going to say date, though, because I'm the tough woman who doesn't say feelings. Before I had a chance to reply, a cheerful voice sounded from behind me. Hey, Nemil! Well, I figured you... where was it? Yeehaw! Yeehaw! Hey, Mio! I figured you'd need some help to help with your whoa-ho-ho! You look awesome. You should wear that more often. Oh, Takahiro-kan, you're here too. Hey, wait a minute. Did you two hook up?
What? That's ridiculous. Stop saying such embarrassing things, Ikargi.
So maybe the choices are literally just which girl you end up with, because like by choosing the village, we've kind of cut out the fox girls a bit. Hey, how's that embarrassing? You were telling me to go on a date with you just a moment ago. What?
Is that?
I don't
I'm
know.
lost. No, Mio's me.
Yep. Yeehaw. What? No fair. I didn't know we could do that. Mio-chan, you meanie. I want to go on a date with Takahiro-kan too. I want to spend the festival with him.
That is not why I asked. I simply thought it would be a good show of public relations if the person who changed our view on spirits was seen having a good time with the captain of the guard.
Oh, well, if that's the case, why didn't you just ask Chi-chan or Mako-chan? That would have been way better than going with Takahiro-kan.
Oh, okay, so they are friends with the fox spirits
Yeah,
now.
he's brought them together because he's a fucking Mary Sue. I kind of have something to discuss with you, so I think I'd better go with at least one of you tonight. There's enough for me for the both of you. One of you can have Tucker, and the other one can have the hero.
I'll fetch the knife.
I guess that could work. A double date with just one guy? Jesus Christ, this is just like the ultimate fantasy of whoever wrote this. It's all these hot, busty girls, and some of them are foxes, and they're all in love with him, and he's a martial art hero, and...
There's been 6 girls so far, so
6?
the two.
Oh, the sister, I guess.
That wasn't his sister.
No, but there was a sister.
Moyoki, the martial arts person, the very very first.
Oh,
girl,
yeah, the one who
martial
flipped him.
art,
Yeah.
and also the pervert guy, the classmate,
And the spirit.
the spirit. Oh, the spirit, of course. So 7 women.
So it's not
Pirate.
romance.
We've seen.
Narumi, get that lewd expression off your face this instant. This is not a date, this is for cultural purposes only.
Yeah, whatever. I'll come over to see if you needed help for the address, not work. I'll see you both tonight. I'll have to step up my game for tonight. I added an extra tonight there. That was my bad. Jeez, getting all diplomatic, huh? That's pretty amazing. After being kicked from Mia's house, I decided to linger around the village to help speed up the preparations for the festival. So I guess the idea is that you can skip so you can get to that bit where you're like, oh, I wonder what happened if I go to the foxes instead.
Yeah, that's why they do it.
The village elder approached me shortly before nightfall and offered me a change of clothes, which I graciously accepted. It was another long robe, this one silky and of very high quality. Finally, after hours of waiting, the festival began. The village looked totally different once nightfall arrived. Lights and vibrant streamers decorated the every inch. They had a lot of these in this. And various stalls were selling food and games. It was an amazing sight to behold, and I wasn't just talking about the village itself. Cue hot girls. The two female guards approached me from the left, both dressed in beautiful kimono they had prepared for the occasion. Without realizing it, I found myself smiling in a slightly goofy manner.
Right.
Jesus Christ, they don't make kimono that fucking reveal. I guess magical fantasy world, also clearly a fantasy game, so...
Wipe that dumb grin off your face, you scurvy dog. You are here as a cultural envoy, not some overeager child.
You
That's you, cowboy?
You look amazing, Takahiro-kan. These clothes really suit you. I could be saying the same. Okay, I'm bored. I'm going to skip again.
It was skip.
Skip all messages. Oh, and then the second time through, you can skip scene messages. So it's designed like that. Are they a different group of characters? Or are they these characters? 2 months later?
So you won?
There's one choice in the entire fucking game.
Let's take the other decision.
Did you make the right one?
Well, How? How is this the thing? Why would you need 8 save slots? Like...
It's a different... 8 people can read the novel.
Like, I want to see if it's going to skip a... Oh, Dad, right, there was the dad.
What is the point of any of that? I'm so baffled by this game.
How much did you pay for this?
$3, but it's like, it's the top of... I looked up visual novel games, and this was the top of the list. Like, this was the most recommended one. Oh, it's the most recommended one that you get on Mac. But still, like, it has really positive reviews.
Yeah.
It has a lot of bosoms.
Yeah, but then
Like, we went through this at, like, 1/10 of the speed.
I'm just, like, I don't understand. If you want to get this, by the way, it's on Steam. It's called, something...
Something Spirit?
Something Spirit. Sakura Spirit. And, you can read all the bits that we've skipped, but...
Why would you want to?
Why is this... I don't know why any of this exists. Like, what? Help! I'm so confused. I kind of want to skip until close to the end and just see how it ends, because...
We could Wikipedia it.
That's true, yeah.
You do... Oh, right, this bit, which we didn't see.
She has such huge nipples, but then you don't see them when, like, a strand of hair is covering them. Why does this game exist? No, why is this classified as a game? It has... Oh my god.
Like, if you want porn, get porn.
It's very well drawn, but
I'll give it that.
this level of well-drawn
Drop
porn is available for free, and it has, like, nipples. Which maybe people just hate... Maybe people want to connect with the characters that they're masturbating over, but... Even, like, where are the nipples? What?
Why? Oh, head to the village.
No, we did that last time.
Oh, right, yeah.
In the end, I decided it was best to return to the mansion. Okay, I'm going to put it on auto, and we're going to try and...
That's different order. Order's
Oh, right.
different. Like, go preferences. What are the options? Begin skipping... What's begin skipping?
That means when you start the game, it's skipping, so you don't have to go to all the trouble of clicking it. Whoa! Okay, so you walk in on high-pitched voice,
Right.
equally naked. And then...
Oh, we're at the festival again. Different girls.
Like, that's literally the...
This thing again.
What
Okay.
is happening? One by one, Michiko brought each slime girl a glass jar, and one by one she opened them, pressing on the girl's stomach. The jars began to pull at them. What is happening? Slowly drawing them inside the container, trapping what appeared to be a tiny version of each of the girls within each jar.
Those are goo girls.
Thank goodness you're around, Michiko-san, and you, Maiko-chan, you have our gratitude. So, my sisters, what have you done for them? Why are you so insistent on running... blah blah blah.
Fuck Sakura.
I don't know. We just wanted to play with the humans like you do.
Pick ups
There's
twice.
a spell. Okay, I'm gonna skip for a bit. That's what I'll do. I'll quick save. Okay, so now if I load the quick load,
Quick, yeah. Oh, so it's multiple.
which is the most recent one?
610, so 1648.
1648.
I'd guess that one.
So let's go this. It worked! It worked! It worked! Aha! Oh, so I reckon I was sent back. Oh, we can go back. Based on the way that they're talking, I feel like I was sent.
So it is back in time.
Yeah. Okay, so he's back in his own day. I think there's his back button. Oh, not very far though. 2 months had passed since the fated judo tournament. It turned out to be an amazing experience. Thanks to the training I'd made right at the finals, I ended up becoming the champion.
Okay, of course.
But not everything went as planned. Even though I was embarrassed by it, I declined the proposal to start playing on international level. When I announced the reason I declined was because of a girl, it quickly made headlines all over the country. This is a dull country. Rising judo star ends career for sake of true love.
No, sake, because it's Japanese.
What?
Sake, because it's Japanese. For the
Oh,
sake.
sake.
He drank from the sake of true love.
Like, that would never be a headline in any newspaper in the world. Many silly things ended up being written about me, but it didn't matter. I declined their offer because of the promise I had made to Mako, that I would return once I had finished my business in this world. Perhaps it had been too naive. The business to finish was entering a judo contest? I'd been visiting the shrine every day for 2 months, praying and calling out for Suruyuri, but none were ever answered. Knowing her, she was probably laughing her rear off at me, standing here shouting like this. I smiled a bit as I looked around the area, recalling how familiar it looked to the place I had visited with fox spirits. Speaking of which, although nothing remained of the village, it turned out there may have been a connection between it and the city of my world. Many generations ago, when the city was still a small town, a group of malicious slime attacked the village, but were later driven out. Sometime after, they renamed the city Tsukino Toshi. A city named after a certain Sandir? It couldn't be a mere coincidence, could it? Ah, well, guess I'll visit again tomorrow. Agani. Huh? Through the rustling of the trees, I thought I'd heard a voice. The moment I turned around to look, a circle of unfamiliar symbols formed at my feet. Wait, what happened to the old methods? Before I had a chance to figure out what was going on, the circle lit up, and I felt the ground below me disappear.
And I burnt in hell for all eternity.
It felt as though I was falling through a tunnel of sorts, a dark, never-ending tunnel that went on for what felt like several minutes, until suddenly a light came into view. Well, watch out! For I knew it, I found myself dropping out of the air right on top of 2 girls standing below me, causing the 3 of us to topple onto the grass with a loud thud. I heard grumbling from the 2 I'd landed on and opened my eyes. Ow! That really hurt!
See, this is what happens. Wait, is this the pirate?
No.
See, this is what happens when you try to cast magic beyond our own capabilities. Miko-chan, you need to give up on this. It's tearing the family apart.
I'm not going to give up. Takani made a promise. I made a promise. We would keep trying to find a way to get back to one another. So I'm never, ever, ever going to stop. I couldn't believe it. I was so stunned by this turn of events that I lost all ability to speak. But Chico, Maiko, it was them here arguing with one another. It's too good to be true.
You're a fool, Miko. Even Mio-san has given up on the ant. You know what Sayuri said. Something like that can only happen when the world itself needs it to. Takes more than just one person to do what you were trying to accomplish.
Su-chan is only saying that because she's mean and lazy. She's lying. You're all lying. I can get her back. I will. I made a promise.
Isn't he right there? Like, didn't they collapse? Michael, I'll miss him too. He left a hole in all of our hearts, which you will need to let
That's
time...
hearts, by the way.
What did I say?
Ah.
Yeah, arts. I'm sorry that you had to go through all this, but you must believe me, it'll get better in time.
It's kind of cruel to talk about it like I died, you know.
Taka-kan!
Ah, Takani! It worked! I knew it worked! It worked!
Alright, mate.
The girl mumbled incoherently. She began sobbing. Mike had been sobbing since she first saw me. I smiled despite still being rather sore from the impact and patted both of their heads gently. Did you really miss me that much? Yes!
Your disappearance was the cause of so much concern. Sayuri told us what you had to leave, and, well, we understand why you did. We understand why you did. Did you win your tournament?
Of course I did. Thanks to you, I was able to become the champion,
You're so fucking great.
which is apparently like the business enough to leave a dimension and go to a different dimension, like to enter a tournament.
Probably said goodbye to some people. Oh, this is other you.
I think it fell down here, Mia-chan. I think I see Chi-chan. Hey, Chi-chan, is everything alright over there? Machiko opened her mouth to return the call, but Maiko beat her to it. He's back!
What?
No kidding. Where is he? They count a loud chambering. She's really relaxed about it. No kidding. From the shrubs nearby, the sound of two girls pushing through the bushes at full speed.
It's a really specific sound.
The two girls rush into the clearing, gasping loudly. Oh, wow, you really are back.
Idiot. Idiot, idiot, idiot. How could you just leave us without even saying goodbye? Muchacho, I didn't have a choice. I had to. I know that, but I just never got to say goodbye.
Is that all? Oh, gee, you are such a tsundere.
Well, at least I'm not I don't even care. Me mate is back.
Hee hee, it's great to see you again, Takahiro-kun. I bet you're a champion now, right? Ready for a fight? And so it went on. The girls chatted on and on, taking turns in hugging me with promises of never letting go. I was just happy to be back. As the conversation turned towards the time spent in my own world, I couldn't help but notice the presence of yet another naked spirit. Then a few feet from the rest of the group, Tsuyuri stood, watching us with a gentle smile upon her lips. I guess I won this bet. I wasn't sure if she was talking to someone in particular, but for a minute I could see her gaze drifting towards me and the words that left her lips seemingly carrying a lot more importance than simple words. It seems you aren't done with your grand adventure yet, Takahiro. I look forward to seeing how you plan to amuse me this time. What do you mean? You will see, dear boy. You will see.
Are none of the others listening to this?
Sakura Spirit is the name of the game. Thank you for reading, not playing. Okay, cool. I mean, that just seems like a failure on every fucking level except for having decent art. It's not sexy at all. It's like, I mean, unless that's a...
Like, us doing silly voices and being siblings might have enhanced the sexiness.
I just don't, like, as someone who writes erotica for a living, I just didn't find any of those scenarios remotely sexy. Like...
All the like, oh, I should totally rape this sleeping woman.
I guess, okay, so the anime kind of sexiness seems to be, because there's a lot of series of this ilk as well, where it's like one guy and like, I've only seen a few episodes of Love Hina, I think it's called. It's an anime about a guy who like goes and stays at a boarding house and all the other people are women and he keeps like walking in on them naked and like falling over them while they're naked and they walk in on him
People
naked.
recommend this one to me all the time, actually.
Yeah, it's a really weird... So this is the prologue or something? No, his stories come to an end. It's only the prologue of what is yet to come.
So they're back to the contradicting thing.
And so yeah, in the Japanese anime kind of culture, that is the way that just like, it's a whole genre of story. So I guess in that sense, it's like, it's on genre, but I just don't think it's interesting. It's badly written, it's not sexy, so like, you can't even get away with the badly written because it's erotica. As a game, they clearly just put that one choice in there so they get up on Steam or something. That's not a game.
Like, this is basically the midpoint between, like, games and porn, leaning towards neither.
And I don't see what the point of any of that was. Like, it's just... Okay, so that story, to go from the start, is a guy who's a really good judo person, gets sucked into another world while trying to do something he doesn't believe in, meets two different people... Presumably, like, unites them and chases off the fiend. That was the bit that we kind of skipped.
Leaves to finish the tournament.
Yeah, goes back to his world, finishes the tournament, and then comes back and they're all really happy because I think they're all in love with him, but probably the blonde most of all.
Which was the blonde?
The sister with the high-pitched voice.
Okay.
I think she was, like, the OTP.
Right.
Because they were getting married, they were talking about it a whole bunch, and just, like, that was shit. Sorry if you really enjoy the game, but...
you have bad taste.
It's really bad. Oh, look, you can go through and see all the pictures in case you just want a quick wank instead of a text-based wank. There's not even that many pictures. Like, this is discounted from $10, by the way. I don't know why anyone would spend $10 on this.
Like, $3, like, maybe, I guess, if this is your thing.
Anyway, I've been Peter C. Hayward.
This has been Xander Hayward.
Do you want to sign out, Elizabeth?
Hi.
Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the Let's Play of something
Sakura
Spirit. Sakura Spirit.
Sakura. Right.
That's all for me. I end each one by saying Peter out. Do you want to say it?
Yarr! Peter out.